against President Trump and his first administration. Allies of the president, including his own son, Donald Trump Jr., were disgustingly smeared as Russian assets, and some even had their lives destroyed because of this vicious lie. The president's first 2 years in office had this fake distraction hanging over.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
Time,
you know what happened.
Were spent having to debunk these lies from the highest levels of our government. Now, nearly 10 years later, thanks to the declassification of documents by Director Gabbard, the truth has finally come to light. And this truth vindicates President Trump, his family, and his many allies and associates who were smeared with defamatory lies.
Right.
President Trump was right from the beginning about all of this, and we are grateful that justice can be served. Now, we have even more damning evidence implicating those who tried to sabotage a duly elected president and did grave material harm to our republic. Thanks to additional important work done by CIA Director Ratcliffe, Committee Chairman Rick Crawford over the past few months, a newly declassified
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Prepared by the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, which DNI Director Gabbard has declassified, found that the intel community did not have any direct information that Russian President Vladimir Putin wanted to help elect President Trump in 2016, and
it's down for
Russia
a week.
was actively preparing for a Hillary Clinton victory. But at the unusual direction of Barack Obama at the time, the intel community published implausible intelligence suggesting otherwise. Why? To sabotage the incoming president. This is truly one of the greatest political scandals in American history. And reporters at legacy outlets, some of which are sitting in this room today, like the New York Times and the Washington Post, were ridiculously awarded Pulitzer Prizes for their perpetuation of this hoax. It's well past time for those awards to be stripped from the journalists who receive them. It is not journalism to propagate political disinformation in service of the Democrat Party and those in the intelligence community who hand over out of context and fake intelligence to push a false political narrative. I will now pass it over to the Director of National Intelligence,
right
Gabbard,
here.
to speak more about all of this, and then we will open it up for questions afterwards.
Here he goes, right here.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
At President Trump's direction and with the support and coordination of the House Intelligence Committee Chairman Rick Crawford, today we've released a declassified oversight majority staff that was produced in September of 2020.
Oh.
The stunning revelations that we are releasing today should be of concern to every American. This is not about Democrats or Republicans. This has to do.
You know what? What we're going to do is this. We're just going to go straight to the question, the Q&A, ladies and gentlemen, because this is where this is where the truth actually comes out. All right. So let's go ahead and get there, and then we're going to get straight to judgment. All right. And I get it. A lot of you Trump supporters out there, you don't like this brand of truth, but you know what? You're going to get it one way or another. All right. So let's go.
Hacking of voter machines. President Obama and also others on the Hill who say that the administration is conflating apples and oranges here, conflating allegations of actual hacking of voter machines and allegations of interference generally.
So he's asking, why are you trying to mix it up and say it's actually hacking voting machines when it was just basically saying that the Russians are meddling in the election? And listen to what Tulsi Gabbard says, all right? Getting caught in another lie.
I think disservice to the American people that former President Obama's office and others who are criticizing the transparency that is being delivered by releasing these documents. They are doing a disservice to the American people and trying to deflect away from their culpability in what is a historic scandal and negative action towards the American people and our democratic republic. The answer to that statement can very clearly be found throughout all of the documents that we have released. Again, showing that Russia has took action to try to sow discord in the election, but showed no preference for or against any singular candidate.
Which is not true. They showed preference for Trump.
Proponent of weaponization in government. How do you respond to criticism that referring Obama administration officials and even potentially the former president is just more weaponization, and this is a potential race to the bottom?
I think that's a very disrespectful attack on the American people who deserve the truth. They deserve to have faith and trust in the integrity of our democratic republic, which is has been undermined by President Obama through his direction of this manufactured fake intelligence document, knowing that it was filled with lies, and knowing that it would and could then be used for all of the actions that came after.
Carolyn, and I would just add, there needs to be accountability for that weaponization, Phil, that we've seen. And no one has been a victim of the weaponized government more than President Trump, not just because of this political scandal. You all recall his house was raided. So I think, it's very disingenuous.
So she brings up his house being raided for what? Why was his house being raided? Oh, we all know it's because of the classified documents. Yeah. And so we already know that Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, he's always going to try to make himself out to be a victim, but none of us are buying it. What we all want to know is, why are we going after President Barack Obama? President Barack Hussein Obama, MAGA. Oh, it's because you want to distract from the Epstein files, W. Zeus. And I'll just go ahead and nip this in the bud. Ted Cruz goes on the Fox News, and he basically tells MAGA the truth, that Obama will never be indicted. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen.
Member of the press today asked if, because of the Supreme Court's decision, John Roberts' decision in the immunity case,
here it goes.
Could Obama? It was basically implying that Obama has no vulnerability here in an investigation. Briefly describe why that's not accurate 100%.
Look, it is challenging what the Supreme Court has said in the immunity cases. Official decisions are protected by official immunity. So it's clear, for example, Barack Obama ordered a drone strike on Anwar al-Awlaki, an American citizen. He cannot be prosecuted for that because that was an official action. That's what the Supreme Court said. By the way, FDR could not be prosecuted for dropping atom bombs on Japan. Truman could not be prosecuted. There's a whole host of actions. Rather, Truman for dropping atom bombs, FDR for detaining Japanese citizens, internment. The point is, official decisions of the president.
So is December 9th an official decision? That's a hard
look, there would be an argument about it. I'll tell you.
He's not going to be prosecuted for treason. But it's not going to happen.
He's not going to be prosecuted in all likelihood for treason. But where
there you go, ladies and gentlemen. W. Zeus. So now that we've gotten this out of the way, Donald Trump's first 6 months has been utterly chaotic and super failure. He hasn't done really much. All right, he passed the big nasty thrill of a bill, right, which obviously is going to make a bunch of folks who are, collecting things that they probably need. They won't be getting those benefits anymore. Most likely, they're going to have to get out here and actually do some real work. And if they can't do it, they got to blame themselves because they put themselves into that situation. And today is another day. And let me just ask the audience, has President Barack Obama been arrested yet? Has President Barack Obama been arrested yet? Has he been indicted, ladies and gentlemen? Anyone that they've been saying somehow tried to steal the election? No, right? And so guess what this means? It's another day where MAGA has to live in shame and disgrace. And what better way to go ahead and celebrate that, ladies and gentlemen, than to go ahead and do another round of the Lake of Fire, all right? Because they reported my main account again. It's down for a week. And this just shows me how weak these people are. They can't stand the fact that I get out here day in and day out and tell the truth to them just to try. Actually, I'm trying to help them. And they just do some of the nastiest things I've ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and send these Trump supporters straight to hell. It doesn't matter.
Silence, you matter, Damon.
W Zeus. All right, now let's go to the audience real quickly. I'm looking at the time. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter, all right? And I'll bring you right on up here. We'll get straight to the bottom of what's going on, all right? Put a 1 in the chat. What I'll do is I try to exercise the demon first, and then, we go back and forth because guess what? We have a country to save, and I understand these folks, they're weak-minded. They spend a lot of time on TikTok being very, very nasty. Some of the comments they say, oh, Zeus is this, Zeus is that. And it's just like, you know what? Why are you mad at me? This is what I say. Every MAGA accusation, honestly, it's truly, truly a MAGA confession because I've never seen a group of people who truly believe that they are winning. Oh, we won the 2024 election. Ooh, and here we are 6 months after. Do they act like they're winning? Do they act like they're winning? No, they spent all day and night crying crying about, oh, well, it's the radical left, it's the Democrats. No, the Democrats polling isn't that high, MAGA. So if you're going to sit here and say there's 19% polling, then why all of these crocodile tears? It's because you're losing. You're losing on everything. You know it. I know it. We know it. W. Zeus. All right, Zeus, what did you say? Zeus, Trump supporters will not put a 1 because they are embarrassed and they regret their vote. Any Trump supporters out there embarrassed? Let's go ahead and do it that way. Are you embarrassed that if you're out there and you're embarrassed that you voted for Donald Trump, I bring you up, put a 1 in the chat, and we'll have a conversation with you. All right? Because at a certain point, the rubber needs to meet the road, right? Yeah, they're scared. I would be just as scared if I were them, because one of the things that you got to understand right now is happening. It's like you got a partner in a relationship and there might be up to something, but you just don't want to bring yourself to saying this is what I think they're doing. And then eventually you have to have that conversation. Okay, this is serious. Where the Trump supporters are at right now is they have to come to grips with. Remember, we had Christina in here yesterday, conservative Christina, and I asked her yesterday, I said, hey, I had to speak to her in her language because Nutty was doing an excellent job translating. Hey, Christina, drop the conservative on front of your name on TikTok and just stick to being Christina. Be free. Be your authentic self, all right? If you drop that conservative off the front of your name, those MAGA demons that are holding you in shame, they'll break the chains, the shackles. They'll release you. You'll be free. You ever seen the movie Aladdin, the cartoon, the genie gets free? It'll be something like that. And this is what I'm here to do, MAGA. I'm trying to break you, those bonds, those chains that have shackled you. And the way you have to do it, you have to look at it. And, I asked Christina, I said, hey, say this to Donald Trump, because I know, Daddy, why did you do this to me? And not just Christina. All of you Trump supporters, you tiny tank top Tim Tom, go to Donald Trump in the room somewhere. Go to find a closet or something in your house. Just you by yourself, bro. Daddy, why did you do this to me? And you're going to unlock something inside. And the reason you have to say it that way is because to these folks, Donald Trump really is their daddy. He makes them feel like they're human. When he talks, he makes them feel like they're seen. He makes them feel like he's going to protect them. He makes them feel like he's going to save them from the bad guys. And who's the bad guys? It's the Democrats. And why is that? Because that's what he's programmed them to believe. And so what I'm doing on my show is I'm showing them that the bad guy, the nasty person, the boogeyman, all that stuff is actually their dear leader. It's this guy in the background. And now they have to go back and face their daddy and say, Daddy, why did you do this to me? What did you, I'll pretend like I'm tiny tank top Tim Tom. What do you mean, son? Daddy, why did you lie to me and tell me all the bad people were this person, that person, Zeus, this is Shay, Nutty? It's really you. All right? Because then you're going to get to the bottom of what needs to happen in your life, all right? And what I just did, ladies and gentlemen, is I just freed him. Daddy, why did you cut my Social Security? Why did you cut my Medicaid? Why did you put those tariffs on me? Why did you lie to me about those e-files? All right? And you can do that in the privacy in your own space, all right? And then after about 20 minutes or so of that, actually, I'd say give it you might need like a week of that. Come back and talk to us, all right? And you'll be free, and we'll help you understand the reason he's doing it is because to him, you're just another sucker out here. You're just another mark. He's just going to take advantage of you, all right? And so I want to encourage those who have ears to hear to listen to that, all right? Thank you. Yeah, because they call him their daddy. And it's some strange stuff that they've gotten themselves into, all right? All right, let's go to the box, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Shay. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. How are you?
I am good.
Oh, my God. What an incredible day. You see, they took down my main account. I didn't even have that thing back for like an hour, and they're just so upset.
Yeah, because they know you're telling the truth, and they don't like it. Why do you think Donald Trump? I mean, the reports coming out of the West Wing is they're absolutely paralyzed. because the the Wall Street Journal has absolutely, that is a right-leaning publication. That is not a left publication at all.
Yeah.
And it is run by Rupert Murdoch, who also runs Fox and all of the other right-wing stuff. So
got it.
Right. And so they literally said that Pam Bondi informed him that you're in the files, not that you're in the files.
Now let that sink in for let's let that sink in for MAGA for like 2 seconds. What was that again, Shay?
Pam Bondi informed President Donald J. Trump that he is in the e-files, that he's in there. And what do you want to do about it? And he came up with the not brilliant plan of saying Barack Obama has committed treason. I mean, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. Now, one of the things that Tulsi Gabbard that I wanted to point out yesterday said is that the information she has received is Russian intelligence.
What?
Not American intelligence. Russian intelligence. Now, if you remember, we've always said that she was a Russian plant. We've always said this about her.
True.
There has been a lot of stuff about Tulsi Gabbard that has come out that she likes Putin, that she, all this stuff. And so we always said that. They're like, when the right is always, but I like Tulsi. If she would run for president, I'd vote for her. I'm not really a misogynist. I would vote for her.
Yeah.
Like, you would vote for a Russian plant? That's interesting. So here she is on the national stage lying to the American people by saying that supposedly Hillary Clinton was on all these rugs and she's mass hysteria and all this stuff. And Obama did this. And in that, she says that her information came from Russian intelligence. Go listen to what she said.
Wow. So what does that mean for MAGA, right? Because are they being duped once again by Russia?
100%. They're being duped by Russia 100%. And this is the thing. Marco Rubio, who is the Secretary of State under Trump, led the bipartisan intelligence committee to investigate Russian collusion or Russian interference within the 2016 election.
Wow.
And they said that there was interference in information, propaganda against the Clintons. And that is what influenced the voters to vote for Trump. That was determined by Marco Rubio. So now we're going to get to see how Marco Rubio and Tulsi Gabbard, much like we had the Kash Patel and Pam Bondi down Bongino mix up. Now we have this whole... Now we're going to have Tulsi and Marco going at it. I mean, this administration, oh my God, how many times do we say, guys, every time Trump's in office, his administration is whack. It is insane. It is never organized. They don't know what they're doing. There's constant infighting. You're going to see people fleeing left and right because they don't want to be touched by this scandal.
Yeah.
Because have you noticed there's leaks coming out constantly now?
Yeah. Because I think these folks understand, he's only going to be in the White House 4 years. After that, you still got to go on and live your life. You could be indicted. You don't got the same protection as Donald Trump, do you? If you're a normal federal employee or whatever, you don't get the same protections. So I would imagine all the good people, they learned from the first administration, we're staying clear of this guy. So all he has in there are the loyalists, the simple-minded. He just has a bunch of simple-minded, loyal people in there who don't know any better about how this thing works, and they're starting to wake up.
They are, and then they also discovered that at Keck's Breath, that stuff in Signalgate. I think you covered that. That it is absolutely shown that he leaked classified information in that chat.
Wow.
This is insanity, guys. You think you're safer under Trump? Are you kidding me with this? He doesn't put in people that actually know what they're doing. He puts in Russian plants. He puts in alcoholics. He puts in people that have never done the job. Rubio's probably his best selection out of his entire cabinet.
Wow.
And so he's going to have a real hard time answering this. Plus, there's video from 2018 of Tulsi Gabbard saying there was Russian collusion. In 2018, she said there was Russian collusion. So miss me, but see, he was very disappointed in Tulsi for not giving him some information that he wanted about the other stuff. And so I'm sure he spanked her and basically said, I need you to do something for me to get me out of this. Did you see? I mean,
but he did that. But we all know that. To me, why did he go and do what he did in Iran? I think it was just a distraction from the files. And so here we are back. Who in the administration can give me the best distraction from these files?
That's exactly what he wants. He is planning for this. So he's over there like, she's so hot. She's so hot. I'm like, no. I mean, I don't think he's talking about her physicality of being hot, but I'm not sure. I'm like, you're so gross, man. And yeah, he's so happy that she's giving fodder to the base. And I listen to the people over there sometimes, and it's like it's sent audio, and they're just they're so excited, and this is what's going on.
You're talking about the folks on the right.
Yeah.
There's still people. I saw some folks today. What I'm noticing is there's a trend of less enthusiasm about supporting Donald Trump because these e-files, they're on the defensive, right?
Yeah, they are. And
they can't. They can't. No matter what they throw at me. Oh, we're gonna get Obama. Get him. But let's talk about those files, right? Because then I had a conversation. I said, oh, now I'm starting to wonder about those classified documents, right? Because they say, oh, well, why didn't Joe Biden release the files? And I'm starting to think maybe Joe Biden, that's what the whole classified document indictment was about. We're trying to get those files. You go, well, maybe those, do you think if he could, Shay, do you think he would take the e-files on this last administration? Do you think he would have put them in those boxes?
Yeah, he would have.
There you go. W Shay.
Yeah. Listen, Biden did release a lot of the files. How do you think all of that stuff that's been released that Pam Bondi gave to the MAGA influencers, right?
Yeah.
The binders of nothing. That was all already released by Biden. So you guys are sitting here going, why didn't Biden release it? Why didn't Biden release it? He did.
Yeah. He tried.
And most of that was under seal in New York until 2024. And I'm sorry, when is Trump going to work? When is he going to fix the problems of the United States instead of sitting there going, I'm on a revenge tour?
When y'all stop talking about those e-files, all right?
We're not going to stop talking about it. You can perp walk Obama all you want. We were like, whatever. Where are the e-files at? We know you're in there, you nasty buzzard. We all know you're in there. You know you're in there. You've been told you're in there.
Yeah.
Pictures. There's pictures in these files of the perpetrators with these young women. These girls. They're actually girls. They're baby girls.
Yeah. I hear so many
guys.
This is incredible that we're at this moment with MAGA. And this is why I say they have to stop. They're being promised Barack Obama in handcuffs. They're being promised that Trump is going to put Barack Obama in handcuffs. Simultaneously, they've been promised the e-files. Which one do you think is going to happen first?
I think those e-files are going to find their way out.
Ultimate gaslighting coming straight from the White House, MAGA. Cosmos, you're lying to yourself, Cosmo. You're under a strong delusion. I don't know who you are, Cosmo, but please stop.
I would love for someone to come up here and tell us how Barack Obama committed treason. I would love that. And come up and have a discussion with us.
Let's see if Cosmo will do it. Let's see if Cosmo can do it. Oh, Cosmo doesn't even have the ability to send me a guest request. Oh, there, Cosmo. Wow, Cosmo.
All right.
Hi, Cosmo.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing all right. And you?
I'm good.
All right. Well, welcome to the show where we debunk lies and misinformation in real time. That's my good friend Shay. You probably know her. Very smart, very brilliant. What do you got for us?
I think that you guys get a little confused. Shay came the closest to being accurate on some of the facts regarding the e-files.
Mm-hmm.
She said that she said that some of the files were released pre-Trump 2.0, and
Yeah.
that's true. There was a judge in New York that released 150 names of the list of the said list.
So she
from
was
her
right.
court.
So she was right.
Yep, that was released
She
under.
was right about 150 of the
Okay.
names.
And so
Yeah.
where would you think we're kind of getting it out of? Where am I getting it wrong?
All of that
I'll
was-
take the hit. I'll take the hit. I'm getting it wrong somewhere. Where am I getting it?
You're such a good guy. I'm glad you could take the hit for this woman.
Well, I'm humble. I'm
You're a
humble.
good dude, man. You're a good dude. As much as I
Yeah.
disagree with 99% of what you say. But I appreciate that. Yeah, so I think that it gets off the rails when you're assuming and speculating that Trump is criminally on some said list, right? Let's get into the list. Like, what does the list to people mean?
It's the
So let's get into.
It's the file.
Well,
We know.
well, there's files, there's lists, and then there's files. There's references
right,
to
there's pictures
lists
in
and
there.
files,
There's a
right?
whole list of what's in the boxes. There's a whole. You can attain that.
Right. So if I have files, right,
Yeah.
e-files, and then in the files we have information, right? What everybody's talking about is these lists, right? So there's a
No.
list of a flight log.
Well, that's not. Can we slow down? I don't think we're just limiting it to the
We're
flight
not
logs.
limiting it to
We're talking about the whole kit and caboodle of
We're talking
whatever
about the whole-
whatever the FBI has. It could come. It could be a list there. It could be flight logs. It could be bank records and transactions. It could be witness testimony. It could be a number of things. You know what I mean?
We're talking
Yeah,
about
but
the
if
stuff
you do-
that put Ghislaine Maxwell in prison for 20 years. That whole case files, all of that.
Right. But
Thank
let's
you,
just,
Shay.
even
That's what
even
we're talking
unpackaging that, if you just point to their trial, right? If there was a trial and two people went to prison, Epstein and Ghislaine, right? They went to prison, right, on this, right?
They did.
There wasn't Trump that went to prison. It wasn't all these other people that went to prison. It was those two that went to prison,
Right.
Correct.
So they had a trial, and you
Involved
guys
in
know,
trafficking.
that a trial means you have your day in court, right?
Correct.
So you have a full trial. You have your day in court. Everybody had their opportunity to bring all their witnesses, all their victims, everybody to the table, but they didn't do that. All of a sudden, when Trump's, in his 2.0 presidency, the first 2 months, everybody starts lighting up and rehashing this particular issue.
Yeah,
And that's just wrong.
Why do you think it became relevant again? Like, what do you think made it become more of an issue today?
Yeah.
So would you think it would be relevant and it would unpackage itself again after trial, years and years?
Yeah,
after
but you
trial,
didn't
if
answer
he
our
wasn't
question.
president?
Why,
But who has launched this? Who has brought this to the surface for Trump? It
The
was
Democrats.
no.
Oh.
It was Cash Patel, Dan Bongino, and Pam Bondi.
Thank you.
Said they are going to release the files.
Thank you,
They're
Shay.
gonna
Now,
release the list.
They
We
recently
shut
said they were going to release the files that were already released.
no, Cosmo. You sound like we're connecting in ways I've normally never been able to connect with MAGA, and I just need you to understand. You've heard Cash Patel talk about releasing them, and Dan Bongino, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Have you ever heard any Democrat doing such things?
Yes.
Could you cite the source or give me, and I'll go look it up?
You can look up.
Democrat has
all the-
ever discussed this.
You can look up all of the prerequisites regarding the release of 150 names.
Like who
From a judge
what
in New York.
what content
Judge Prescott.
creator, internet personality?
How about a
will
judge?
Huh?
How about a judge instead of an internet content creator?
That's not going to work.
That's not to our base. We're not
A
listening.
judge?
Judge.
A judge?
I don't even know the judge.
Judge Prescott out of New York. She
I don't-
released those names. Look
I
it up.
but so you're saying this judge went on national television and demanded to release the e-files.
You guys.
And-
So what she did was after trial, post trial, right? There was a public outcry, just like now. There was a public outcry to release names off this said list. So what she did was she gave the people on the list, right, all these high profile
So
people.
public outcry.
Marsha Blackburn. Do you remember Marsha Blackburn?
Yeah, but let me finish this. I want to stay on topic.
But Cosmo, because we don't got much time on this show, and you know what I do. A public outcry for the files is completely different than Cash Patel and them advocating this and
Yes.
spreading this and saying this to a group of people, MAGA,
Yes.
And that's what. So you don't have that with the Democrats, and we have.
What you have is this. I'm telling
We
you.
don't have that. Yes or no? You don't, because there's no MAGA in the Democrat Party. There's no MAGA. MAGA is a special group of. Huh?
These Democrat maggots.
No.
In the closet.
That's an
They're in the closet.
oxymoron.
They exist.
Okay.
That's an oxymoron.
Who do they vote for? Who do they vote for?
They vote for Trump.
Okay. So let's just leave that alone.
But anyway,
All right. So, Cosmo, I got to make sure you understand this. And then Shay, I hear you wanted to say something. There is no MAGA group, there's no group similar to MAGA in the Democrat Party. MAGA is MAGA. And Cash, Dan, they are MAGA. Pam Bondi, they're MAGA. They told their base the files existed and that they would be released, and that in some cases they would release them. You don't have anything like that happening.
Trump did one better.
Okay, but Shay was about to say something. I wasn't.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so Cosmo, what we're clearly telling you is this whole was cracked open not by the Democrats, by the right. They were the ones that ran in this election that we're going to have full transparency and we're going to release the e-files. They have said it. Trump has said it many times.
Let me address that.
No, they all said it. And so when they got in, your base is asking for them to release the e-files.
Okay, now let me address that.
Nothing to do with the Democrats.
Yes, it does.
No,
Most recently, Trump was trying to get the grand jury transcripts released. Right? Do you know how valuable, how powerful that is?
Yeah, and the Florida judge said no.
I think it was a Florida judge or an 11th. Was it the 11th Circuit judge?
Cosmo, you have internet. Cosmo, do you have internet access? Okay, look up how important the grand jury testimony is in terms of securing a criminal conviction. What percentage of the Trump?
I am absolutely well versed in grand jury proceedings. I can tell you that.
Okay, so what percentage of the grand jury testimony is used to actually secure a conviction?
A lot.
Nope.
Okay.
The genesis of a criminal case, is the grand jury.
Is it legal to release grand jury testimony? Yes or no?
If they have particularity and if they have a judge that approved it, yes.
Is it no? It's
the federal rules of criminal procedure allow release of transcripts from the grand jury if the judge agrees to it upon request or motion by the parties.
Cosmo, in the state of Florida, it is illegal to release grand jury testimony, sir.
Not state. You're quoting state law. We're talking fed law.
No, that is why he didn't release it. It is illegal in the state of Florida to release grand jury testimony.
It's not illegal.
So,
it's what it is
arguing. I know for a fact I'm right about it.
But look, here's so you gotta look at this. Trump agreed to do it.
What was that?
Trump agreed to have those grand jury transcripts released if the judge would.
No. Did he also agree to release the files?
It's illegal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we're agreeing, and he agreed to try to get the grand jury testimony released. But here's the thing, Cosmo, I don't got time to actually do all of the. Let's go look this up and stuff. They say it's around 2%, 0 to 2%. That's what portion of the grand jury testimony is used to secure a conviction. In other words, it's irrelevant. The DOJ is sitting on files right now that Pam Bondi could release right now if she wanted to. Did you hear what Shay said earlier about what Pam Bondi told Trump? Shay, if you don't mind, could you tell him about how she let him know?
About the list is on my desk?
No, that Pam Bondi informed Trump that he is in the files.
Now that we
addressed that already.
No, Cosmo. Let me ask you a question. Do you understand what circumstantial evidence is?
Yes.
What is that?
It's evidence that is basically found to be 50-50 versus 100% factual.
Okay, I'll use your logic. Okay, would you say there's a lot of photos of Donald Trump hanging out with Jeffrey circulating?
I think there are.
It's a yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. Would you say that there's interviews and deposition in which Jeffrey's been talking about his relationship with Trump?
Yes, that exists.
And are there court cases out there that talk about some of the victims, like Katie Johnson? And you've seen things like that?
I think there's.
I didn't think yes or no. Because if you're familiar with the judicial system, these are yes or no questions. Okay, are you familiar with the whole Katie Johnson case?
No.
Oh, you should look that up.
I did. I'm not familiar with it, but I looked it up, and I'm not.
So you know of it?
Makes no sense.
I know of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
So
you're not familiar
I know
with
that it went nowhere.
oh no, but you know what's out there. So there's a lot of information out there that you're aware of ties Donald Trump to this guy, and you would agree this guy Jeffrey is a nasty, evil, disgusting, despicable person, right?
Yes.
How do you explain being friends with him?
I'm not friends with him.
No, you are in a way.
I'm not friends with.
Why?
Jeffrey.
Wait. You're gonna say that in front of all of us? You're not friends with him?
No.
But why are you ashamed to be a friend with him? Why are you ashamed to be?
Not
friends
everybody's guilty through association, right?
Yeah, but why are you so ashamed to be friends with him?
Well, he's a bad guy, as we stated.
Okay, so let's get that out the way. Okay, so why is Donald Trump friends with a bad guy?
I think certain part of his life he was friends with.
Yeah,
him.
why any part of your life? Why would you be friends with a bad guy?
Well, maybe he didn't know the
Why
extent of
they
his.
love younger women. I mean, Trump has said that
Maybe he didn't know the
No,
extent.
maybe
Younger women doesn't mean children.
I mean, that's
Doesn't mean
disgusting.
so.
PD3.
Cosmo, what you just
daughter.
Cosmo, what you just did is you
Doesn't
made
mean
an
PD3.
excuse. You just made an excuse for him, Cosmo. This is Donald Trump. This is
It's not an
Superman.
excuse. In reality,
this is your Superman.
if
This
you
is
were
your
friends-
Superman. Is it possible that you could know somebody for 15 years and not know they're a bad person and invite them to your wedding, have them hanging out with your kids?
and throw them out of your club? Yeah.
You know what he was doing?
Out of the club.
Yeah.
Throw him out of the club because he found out he was bad.
No, that's not why.
Yeah, it is.
No, it
He
isn't.
did something to one of his friend's daughters,
No.
and he threw him out.
That's not why he threw him out.
Trump did the right thing.
It's
Okay,
not why they parted ways, sir. That's
You
not
didn't-
why.
Trump did the
Cosmo, I
right
thought-
thing. Why did
Cosmo,
they part ways?
Cosmo.
Because
Real estate
he
over
wasn't bad enough.
They fought over real estate. They got into an argument over.
Oh, it's a business decision.
He asked for it.
No, it wasn't
So
a business.
Cosmo,
You guys are
It had
amazing.
nothing to do. Trust me.
You guys
it had
are
nothing to
amazing.
do
It
with
wasn't
it.
a business decision.
Yes,
It wasn't a business decision.
yes, it was. It was over a
No, it
real
wasn't.
estate thing. Yes, it was.
They got
Cosmo,
into it
Cosmo.
over something else.
Cosmo, here's the thing, Cosmo. What I'm listening to you and I hear going on is you're struggling to come to grips with the fact that your dear leader is a nasty person. Now I can sit here, Jim, I'm having a problem patching you through. You might want to try to send me another guest request. You're having a terrible problem.
Not a problem. You're saying guilty through association. That's not what this. You're assuming that he's not guilty through association. He's just not. You got factual evidence. That's different.
Well, trying to get it.
All right,
You're
because
not
I
gonna
got
get
The evidence.
It doesn't exist. You won't get it.
Cosmo, I'm gonna ask that you try to at least explain this a little bit more because Shay and I we've done a number on you. We've totally obliterated you.
And not even close.
And I'll say this.
Actually,
No, I'll tell you why. It's because when you start defending somebody like Jeffrey, like you're doing, it becomes disgusting.
we're not defending Jeffrey. We're not doing that.
Okay.
We're not at all doing that. I'm not doing it at all. What
All
I'm
right.
saying to you
Defending
is,
the other predator.
before you put that label on somebody, not talking about Jeffrey because he's.
Can
he's done.
you just let me run my show? All right. Good morning, Kabira. Good morning, Jim. How are you both doing?
Good
Good
morning.
morning, Zeus. I want to thank you for taking me out of my deep depression I was into yesterday on that live.
Yes. No problem. Are you there? Did you just disconnect? Oh,
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you
All right.
now. Yes.
Okay,
Jump,
good.
Zeus, jump.
I want to, for Mr. Cosmos, I want you to hear this. Yes, Shay was correct. They did fall apart over a real estate deal. What had happened was there was this property in Palm Beach. Epstein thought he outbidded Trump. Trump had outbidded Epstein. Epstein was mad about it. Epstein went and talked negatively about Trump behind his back and told him that it was for some Russian oligarch. With that, Trump became upset and went to the police and told them what was going on in Epstein's house. And that was from an interview
Okay.
given by Michael
Okay,
Wolff.
so-
Hold on one second. Who helped author Art of the Deal and a few other books Trump has put out. All right, so you can, I posted this interview on TikTok here. So that is out.
Thank you.
That
Trump
is why
ran.
they
Thank
fell
you.
out.
If Trump ran to the authorities to tell on Jeffrey,
here's
that
Trump's
means
problem.
that means Trump is good.
vindictive.
That means Trump is good.
No, listen. Trump is vindictive. Everyone knows Trump is vindictive. Then Trump digs himself in a damn hole. Then he makes up lies to try to get out of the hole. He doesn't think. See, you guys think he's playing
Vindictive
chess,
doesn't mean
and
his
this man is
complaint
shooting marbles.
was not
Trump
credible.
can't think himself out of a wet paper bag. Quit making excuses for
Vindictive
this
doesn't
guy.
mean his complaint was incredible.
Quit. Apparently, it was. They fell
was
out
credible.
in 2004.
It was credible.
Epstein.
Trump ratted him out.
Will you please shut up?
He ratted him out.
I hate being nasty. Yes, he ratted on his friend, but how did he know he was doing dirt with girls in the house? The police investigated the guy for 2 years. Epstein, that's why in 2006 he was brought up on charges. Come on, dude, connect the dots. Don't be that much
Trump
of a butt kisser.
Trump ditched him.
He's a disgusting person, Kabira, but you know what? I think you did a number on him, W, to Kabira. Now, because he's trying to run.
Her point loses her argument.
No. Kabira just annihilated you. She just nuked you. I'm going to let Jim say something, because you got to go, Cosmo. I'm going to let Jim talk real quick. Cosmo, go ahead, Jim, because I know you got to say something.
So, my voice is really, really hoarse, so do not talk over me because I am not.
I gotta jump, guys.
Match. No, you're gonna run is what you're gonna do, but you can go. We don't need you. The bottom line is this: for everybody else in here, do yourself a favor and educate yourself on our legal system. A grand jury is literally a group of citizens, U.S. citizens, that investigate potential crime and activity to ensure the prosecution is not influenced by any personal or political biases. So 16 to 23 people form a grand jury. They review the testimony, they review the evidence, they review the admission, and they review the law to determine whether or not a grand jury can move forward. When they do this, that is when the determination to investigate that individual, whoever is involved in that case, will go forward. Grand jury testimony is not what the American people needs to see. We need to see all the evidence, all of the entire file pertaining not to Epstein, not to Maxwell. We need to see the files that identify the client list and all of the predators that were on Epstein's island, on his flights, at his hotels, involved with Trump. That is what we need to see. That is what the American people is demanding. Notice I didn't say Democrats or Republicans. That is what America is demanding. And I will tell you that there was enough evidence in those files against Prince Andrew to have his mother strip him of his royal title and take him out of the royal duties. So believe me when I say this is far more than just about the United States. This is about taking down predators that harmed thousands of girls, in addition to new cases that are popping up, I don't know, in Alabama.
Wow.
Is anybody paying attention to what just happened in Alabama? So if you don't know what happened in Alabama yesterday, please do yourself a favor and go Google the 4 men arrested harming children in a cellar in Alabama and 3 of their mothers who allowed it. Trafficking children right here in Alabama. So yes, we are coming for the Epstein files. Yes, we're not going to let this go. We the people, for the people, are going to protect our women and children against predators like people who defend Trump and Epstein and Maxwell. And if you don't think that's going to happen, you better wake up, Cosmo, because you're about to see the stars.
Yep. Amen, son.
Woo!
Watch what you ask for, MAGA.
No lies detected. So, you know what's amazing right now, and I gotta say thank you to all 3 of you ladies, because you don't have to come up here and actually share this stuff out like this, but it's pretty pathetic, right? When you have folks like Cosmo trying to make this somehow seem like it's not as bad as it really is. What do you say to these MAGA, especially these MAGA? Actually, I saw conservative Christina in here. Can you help them understand why this is really a bad situation for them to be in? Because they don't seem to get it. They're still defending this guy.
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Zeus, there is no explanation. Apparently, these people who are still defending this guy they do something, as you put it, nasty
Yep.
themselves. They're doing something nasty. They don't want to look in that mirror. Like I said last week, that mirror is a powerful thing.
Yeah.
And they will ride with Trump till the wheels fall off. And even with the wheels fall off, they'll carry the cart with him sitting in it. That's how stupid they are. So no matter what, some people, no matter what you do, they will exhibit and stay in that cult until the cows come home. And when the cows come home with sour milk, they'll still drink it. So
it's ego. They cannot admit that they made a mistake, that they were duped, that they were lied to, that they were wrong all this time about this guy. They're not going to admit to it. Some people will, and they'll just fall off, right? And they just talk about it. And a lot of people will like, okay, I probably won't ever vote again because I'm so disenfranchised now and can't trust anybody. And the rest of them will just sit there and say, nope, when you believe that JFK is still alive, I don't know what to do with you.
Yeah.
You're not going to get these people back.
Yeah.
They can't even differentiate between JFK and RFK. They can't differentiate between RFK and JFK Senior, let alone Junior. Add 4 to the mix, they get all confused. It's math. And we know that they don't do math well. Yeah. And the truth of the matter is half of them are loyal because they don't know how to live their own lives and walk in their own belief system of right versus wrong. We're literally witnessing the demoralization of a society because they're allowing themselves to believe any talking point. And I said this yesterday in Val's Live, and I'll say it again.
Yeah.
When did you guys ever hear witch hunt from a president?
Yeah.
When? Yeah. Trump.
Never.
When did you ever hear it's a hoax under a president? Trump. When did you ever hear it's all lies? Trump. When did you ever hear enemy of the state when talking about the media? Trump. See, this is the thing. This is a pattern of behavior. And as a behavioral sciences major, I want to let you all know you need to be willing to look at what you see. Fake news was my next one, Anthony. Thank you. All of it is under the Trump administration. And here's the sickest part. You ready?
Yeah.
It's bad enough that it comes from one man, but when the MAGA movement, when the Republicans that are supposed to be a co-equal branch of government fall lock, stock, and barrel with the president's agenda, and they speak it on the news and they say it daily. Oh, well, this doesn't follow the president's agenda. We want to do whatever we can to help the president's agenda. No, when you hear that, you know you do not have leaders. You have followers following lock, stock, and barrel to support something that is harming the American people. See, I want the people that are listening to understand what I'm saying. That if it's not the people working for us, they're not working to better us. They're working for one man, one administration. And when in our society have you ever seen cuts to Medicaid, cuts to Social Security, cuts to health and aid, cuts to U.S. aid, cuts to feeding children, cuts to feeding the elderly? Amen. When you see all of those taxes being cut, but none of the services coming back or the money's coming back to the American people,
amen,
they're stealing our money. So now you have what's known as a predator and a thief.
You're hitting them over the head, Jim. So they're getting ripped off. They're getting slapped in the face with these tariffs, and they still think they're winning. And then guess who just crept back in here? Cosmo. Cosmo, why are you back in here? And you just ran. He had to go, but he knew the truth was doing a number on him. So Cosmo, it's disgusting that you lack the ability to actually justify what you're doing, and it just proves to everybody out here, Cosmo, that you truly are a sick person. I gotta say it, very sick. You're trying to defend the indefensible. All right. So what we're going to do is W to the gym, W to the panelists. Kabira, all right?
Hey, Zeus, I'd like to just make a couple of public service announcements. Jim, you are correct. Remember in 2015, Trump said, don't believe what you see or read, but believe me. And since then, that's their motto.
Oh.
Number 2 is I'm pretty sure some of us have heard of Derek Hoffman. Anybody on the panel here of Derek Hoffman?
I don't know. I might. What did he do? I probably remember it.
Derek Hoffman was, operative word, a Texas man who had a wife and 3 children. He didn't like, quote, now he lived in Texas, wokeism and the lesbian and gay community. He didn't like that.
Is he the one that left?
He moved his family to Russia. All happy they were going to Russia. They got there to get his citizenship. See, this is what happens when you listen to Fox and Trump propaganda. He moved his family to Russia. He joined the Russian army. They said, you join our army, we'll make you a citizen within 1 year.
Sounds like
he thought he was going to do journalism and take pictures. They gave him 3 weeks worth of training, threw him on the front line. Now the man is unalive.
He's no
longer here with the living. And the last thing I want to say is this young man, as you know, yesterday, Zeus, I told you yesterday, there was a young man, everyone knows about the young man in Florida who was a punching bag for the Florida Police Department.
William McNeil.
Look here. Right. Listen here, folks. The Supreme Court in 1977, they ruled Pennsylvania versus Mim and Maryland versus Williams. The Supreme Court of the United States ruled that if the police ask you to get out of your car, even if it's a simple traffic stop, get out of the car, under the premise that it's for police safety. Even if you are a passenger and the police ask you to get out of the car, get out of the car. It is for police safety. So, folks, please keep yourself safe. Don't argue with these folks. They tell you to get out the car for a simple traffic stop because it has been ruled by the Supreme Court in 1977. Get out of the car and save yourself.
In other words, comply, or you know what they say, fry, right? Comply or fry, right? W. Kabir, and that's a PSA announcement. Because a lot of these, I watched that video and I could say so many things about it, but yeah, I'm like, why are we arguing with the cops? Why are we arguing with the cops at this point? You know they got the upper hand. You know you're not going to walk away from that unscathed, all right? So yes, comply or fry. Sorry to say, until we get this thing straightened out. W. Kabir, all right? Jim, Shay, any last words? And we're going to try to move it along.
Yeah,
I just want to know.
Go ahead,
I want to know why the 8th Amendment isn't being used to protect the immigrants that are being harmed with cruel and unusual punishment. I want to know why the United States government doesn't understand the Constitution literally states in the 8th Amendment. Yeah, that would be a different amendment for those of you who only know the 2nd Amendment. That would be number 8. It's an 8. Yeah, just go research that since you don't know how to count. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. I just got to be clear. So the fact that and did you see DJ? DJ literally responded because they're here illegally. Because DJ doesn't understand that the Constitution protects any persons on U.S. soil.
On U.S. soil.
So
you hear that,
here
DJ?
we go again, showing the difference between MAGA and regular normal people with thinking brains who can read the Constitution. Cruel and unusual punishment like we're witnessing in Alcatraz. Yet people like Ghislaine Maxwell are getting a visit from Todd Blanche today because they're going to tell her what she can say. They're going to make promises that they can't keep. And the truth of the matter is that those harming children, real predators harming children, they're not being sent to Alligator Alcatraz. Real predators, like the case in Idaho yesterday, where 4 young people were sleeping and unalived by a white male, literally went in and took their young lives. You would think you'd be hearing something from the Trump administration about murderers and rapists, right? No, you don't hear anything about that. Because they weren't brown, they were white males. You won't hear any talk about Ghislaine Maxwell being a human trafficker. No, he wants to wish Ghislaine Maxwell well. He's going to send his personal attorney, Blanche, to go see her. Yeah, but the people like DJ will defend those people. Those people are allowed protections under the law, but not people who did not commit crimes that are here trying to go to court to do what's right to get their visa in check, to do what's right for seeking asylum. Those people are being put into places that could flood, places that have disease-infested mosquitoes, places that are serving them maggoted food, places that are harming them with bad sewage. People are actually getting sick and unaliving from these places. Then there's the people that are being sent into other countries that aren't even their home countries, and they are being just thrown into places like Sudan, places like El Salvador prisons, and they aren't even from those places. And when we as Americans sit idly back and defend this kind of behavior, we are the worst of the worst. There's no winning when a life is being harmed by criminality by the U.S. government. Full stop. And DJ, you proved to me today that you literally are the sludge at the bottom of the swamp.
Yeah.
Tell them, Jim.
Human beings. How did this happen in Germany? And I know you guys hate when we bring up Germany, but this is how that happened. All those camps, all that rounding up into the ghettos and then onto the trains. How did this happen? People like DJ and any of you in the chat scene, but they were illegal, but they were Jewish, but they were... I mean, it's like you don't care because it's not happening to you. At first, for the right, that whole poem, you're one of those. It's just sitting there going, but they were illegal. They're human beings. They're children of God. You don't treat
just so
human
everybody
beings like
knows,
that.
Shay, the news just broke. They're going after minors now. Where are they going to send those minors? You know, these pro-life, we love the children people are going after minors now.
I love it. Save the children, right? Forced birth women. Oh, no, it's all about that. It's
sick.
Disgusting what you guys are doing. It's disgusting what you're sitting by and allowing and not calling out the outrage.
But Alabama, everybody go read about Alabama today. I don't want this to go quiet because we're not seeing it on the national news. It's not big like Epstein, right?
Yeah.
So make sure you go research the 4 men that were arrested and the 3 women for the Alabama underground trafficking of children. Please do yourself a favor, DJ. Go fight about that. Go fight about that, DJ. Do yourself a favor. You're in Virginia, not too far from Alabama. Go do yourself a favor, DJ. Go read about those traffickers. Go look at that group of men that were harming babies from age 2 to 10, by the way, down in a frickin' storm cellar.
Oh, so these weren't immigrants?
No.
They were American,
These weren't
born and bred.
These weren't transgender people?
These were born and bred
transgender
bubbas.
Or they're not gay?
They're homegrown.
Interesting.
They're homegrown.
Interesting. Yeah, homegrown.
This is what MAGA is all about at the end of the day. Protecting certified PDF files and raising homegrown creatures of just nasty, vile things. And then they're going to get on TikTok and act. No, it's horrible, DJ. No, what's horrible, DJ, is you supporting this. Yeah. That's what's horrible. You still supporting this. I see you.
Let's go look at DJ's page. Is there anything about calling any of this out on his page?
He won't put a video up about it.
You know what? I was watching the family members yesterday. You know that fellow who did that schmurder to those 4 college students in Idaho.
Oh God, yeah.
And I was thinking to myself. I said, where is the outrage from MAGA with these 4 American college students unalived by an American YT guy? As
I just said that.
Jim said, where is the outrage? I know what article she's talking about. I saw that article of the 4 men who trafficked these little children. They were YT American men. It's always if it's a black person, we got to talk about black on black crime.
Oh, they can't wait to do
that.
that.
A brown person, they're coming over here and they're doing nasty things to women and children.
Can't wait to do that.
If it's Italians, they're coming over here and creating the mafia. But it's always something. But they never say white on white crime.
Nope.
They never say Americans doing other Americans.
He was troubled.
We're always otherizing the other person, you know, and they're the biggest offenders, and that's what kills me.
Yeah, you're right. They
Where was
always
the
say it.
outrage?
They always say, Kabir, oh, he was going through something and he had some
Right.
mental health issues. We need to do more to try to get these men the services that they need. How could we prevent tragedies? Like, they go down that list of just, trying to make it seem like the person that did the crime is actually the victim. What a disgrace. Like right now, you had Cosmo up here, and this is something I'm not going to ever forget, Cosmo. You had no ability to connect the dots that your dear leader was BFFs with the worst person on earth, and that maybe, just maybe, that's the reason he doesn't want those files to be released. You couldn't do it with all your so-called intelligence. I'll take care of you at the end of the show. All right, I will.
Michael Wolff yesterday.
How can you be a best friend of somebody for 10 years? You see each other every darn day and not know they're doing something shady. Get real.
Yeah,
you're doing it with them. You being nasty right along with them.
Michael Wolff, for those of you who don't know who Michael Wolff is, look him up. He's a writer who's written all the ghost books of Trump's. He came out publicly yesterday and he said that Jeffrey Epstein and Trump talked about when she told him she was pregnant and the plans that they were talking about doing to end that pregnancy and what he needed to do. In addition to that, when he said that Epstein told Trump she's probably lying, Trump then took her to the doctor. She was officially pregnant, as we well know, with Tiffany. He ended up marrying her. And then they talked about ways of harming Marla herself. So please miss me with your support of someone who's innocent in this. We know the man is a predator. We know that he has constantly assaulted women from his first wife all the way through. We know that he was at these teen USA pageants talking about oogling and lusting after young girls, including his own daughters. Not just Ivanka, because there's interviews where he talks about Tiffany as well when she's barely 10 months old.
Yeah.
We literally heard him coming down an escalator oogling a 10-year-old girl. I don't know how that father did not knock his lights out the second he said it to his daughter. It is disgusting. It is deplorable. And any person still supporting this administration and that man, you literally are that person, that you are supporting harming women and children, harming migrants, harming the BIPOC community, harming the citizens of the United States while literally stealing our tax dollars.
Exactly.
Amen.
I know how, Jim. I know why that didn't happen. Trump said it out of his own mouth. Because he's famous. Because he's wealthy. That's why he got away with all of this.
Yeah.
And then you get a group of people that are in a cult and want a strong man, right? That's your strong man in my picture. That's really who he is. Standing on a heap of trash, and he's burning down this country, and you're standing by going, yeah, because it's not affecting you personally. That's what MAGA is. They're a group of selfish people that only think about themselves. If it's not affecting them, they don't care. But they were illegal, says DJ. Right?
I got your illegal.
That these are human beings. Doesn't give a flip.
Yeah, we got their illegal. We got their illegal straightened out, all right? And it's coming in short order once we get those files out here in the public. We'll be calling anybody that's still supporting Trump after those files get dropped, especially, you're going to be worse than anything you've ever imagined, all right? But listen, ladies, I got to move it on, all right? All right, W to the panelists. Thank you. Thank you. Oops. All right, now listen, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we've been rocking and rolling, cooking and booking. I want to talk to Mary in the audience. How many of y'all seen Mary out there? She keeps coming onto my show. How many? Mary, where'd you go? Because I wanted to give you some attention this morning. You keep doing this, and you've been doing it for 2-3 years. And there she is right there. There she is right there, ladies and gentlemen. There she is, Dwayne, Mr. Grinder. So, ladies and gentlemen, this person named Mary. She thinks my name is Dwayne, and she's obsessed with the Grindr app. And I just can't help but ask Mary, are you okay, Mary? All right? Because I don't know who the heck you're talking about, but I just don't understand how you wake up every day and come onto my platform and just totally embarrass yourself like this every day. I'm really starting to, I thought it was a joke at first, but I'm not thinking it's a joke anymore. I'm starting to think you need serious professional help. And so, Mary, I have invited you to come on up here and at least try to help connect this and make this make sense to me. If you want to come in here and keep calling for Dwayne and talking about Grindr, that's your thing. Do it. All right. But I don't know who you're talking about. Is this something you're into or whatever, Mary? If you don't mind, Mary, come on up here and let's go ahead and put this to bed. What's the connection between Dwayne and Grindr that you're trying to get out? Because I think it could be a call for help, Mary. All right. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Dwayne or Zeus. Dwayne or Zeus doesn't want you. So I get it. Okay, shout out to the chat. I got it. Thank you. So Dwayne must have rejected Mary sometime ago, for maybe years ago. She was into this brother because Mary is she's a woman, she's a white woman out here, and she was into this brother Dwayne, and Dwayne said, I can't, for whatever reason. Dane, I'll say this to you, Dwayne, you dodged a bullet, champ. You seriously did. So she's been dealing with rejection from Dwayne, and so maybe Dwayne went on Grindr and she found that out, and now she's really like, how could you want that over me? Mary, you're a terrible person. That's why Dwayne didn't want you. And so now when Mary comes onto my show, she's been trying to get at me. She's been trying to get with Big Zeus. I've been clearly rejecting her, and I make her feel like Dwayne made her feel. All right, I get it. W Zeus. So W Zeus and Dwayne, all right, because for some strange reason, Mary doesn't get it. And so what I'll do is this, Mary, since you didn't want to come up here, the next part of this healing process, because hopefully I freed you from this obsession with Dwayne and Grindr, is this. Let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire for Mary. She's come to my show every day, and you could hear her in the comment section. Dwayne, please take me. Dwayne, I'll even join Grindr, whatever and Dwayne doesn't answer her. No, Dwayne doesn't want nothing to do with her because Mary's a nasty person. Dwayne found out Mary's a Trump supporter, and she probably smells Trump's dirty, disgusting diaper. So let's go ahead and send Mary where she came from, ladies and gentlemen. Straight to hell!
Silence! You matter!
W Zeus, and shout out to Dwayne. W Zeus and W Dwayne, thank you so much. WVIP. Now, does anyone else out there want to help Mary out and come up here and connect those dots? W Rick. Yeah, if I got to listen, Mary, if I gotta be Dwayne from here on out to make you feel that way, I will be the biggest Dwayne you've ever ran across. All right, I don't mind doing that. I'll take one for the team. W Zeus, W Dwayne. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Oh my God, this is an incredible show. This was amazing. Good morning, Nutty. Welcome to the show.
What's up, Zeus?
What's going on? What's going on? Oh, you calling me Dwayne?
is it Dwayne? You know the blacks. They all look alike. The blacks.
Dwayne did a number on that woman. So I can't believe this.
You must remind her of Dwayne because all black people look alike.
Yeah. So she comes in here every day. Dwayne.
Hey, she's like she's like those Russian bears, Zeus. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. Well, Mary, you could come send us a guest request still. I didn't kick you out of here. I didn't block you. Come on up here, Mary.
Back in the day, you used to play Jungle Fever. We all know.
She's got jungle fever. That stuff. Okay.
Yes, sir. So, very quickly, I wanted to, first of all, to your accounts. Yeah. Can you not still? I know it got banned again, but that's just from going live, correct?
Correct.
Just a piece of advice, because you do what you do. Still log on and just put it down in the box and just have that, so people can still see that account and so people can still engage with that account. So just keep it up in your panel.
I can't do that now. You can't do guest requests either.
Oh, you can't. Okay, all right. So when Mike Johnson sent Congress home the other day,
Yeah.
so we do know that there are several committees that still met.
Yes.
One of them, they dealt with what's called the Modern Worker Empowerment Act, which is House Resolution 1319.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone knows what that act is, but it's to clarify the distinction between employees and independent contractors. Now, what that means, they're seeking to take you, W-9 employees, us W-9 employees, and making us 1099 independent contractors.
Oh.
Now, does anyone see the harm in that?
Yeah.
Now, the harm in that is, remember they kept saying no tax on tips and no tax on overtime?
Yeah.
So, Zeus, let me ask you a very simple question, sir.
Talk
If
to
I
us.
am a 1099 employee or independent contractor, do I ever get overtime?
No.
Zeus, let me ask you another simple question. If I am a 1099 employee, who's responsible for paying FICA and Social Security?
You.
So we pay that anyway now, but it comes out of our checks because our employer
Yeah.
do all the things, right?
Yeah. So you're not getting the benefits of being an employee.
Exactly. So again, MAGA. That's why your daddy is on the screen right now.
You hear that,
both
Christina?
accounts, behind Zeus and on mine. Because he's trying to distract you once again, and he's getting the help and the aid of the Speaker of the House.
You hear that, Christina? You're talking to Christina again, Nutty, because she's here again for you.
Well, Christina fired me, Zeus.
She can't afford it?
So that's the second time this year I've been fired. First Elon did it, and now Christina. It is what it is.
Wow.
So Christina just needs help. So again, MAGA, it's you that's going to be hurting more than anyone else. So the fact is that when McDonald's start making you a 1099 employee, and that little $10 an hour that you're making, it's going to be decreased down to $7 an hour, because are you going to remember to pay your FICA? Are you going to remember to pay your Social Security? Do you even know how to calculate those things, MAGA?
Nope.
Because guess what? I'm highly educated.
Really?
And that's difficult for me.
Wow.
That's difficult for me. I can admit my weaknesses. There's nothing wrong with admitting weakness.
Yeah.
That is absolutely will be detrimental to me, because how do you calculate such a thing? Do you just take out an additional 40% of each check to make sure that you get your bases covered? So that's I don't know what else to do for them, Zeus. That is why people should join the People Sick Day.
Well, we're going to do what we can. We're going to do what we can.
Many reasons, but that is a huge one. And the People Sick Day is just working class Americans coming together to demand better. It's a national movement of everyday workers standing up to the very system that has and still is failing us. I mean, it's very simple to take back our power. But
Yeah.
MAGA, guess what? You have to participate. We can't continue being out there fighting for your nasty behinds and for you to benefit off the backs of others. But then again, it's apropos. That's your thing, because we know who built this country. So this country is based off of stealing labor. That's how we got the billionaires in the first place.
Bingo.
In order to be a billionaire, you have to steal people's labor.
When is sick day? When is the People's Sick Day, they're asking?
So the People's Sick Day, it is not going to be announced until 48 hours ahead of the economic blackout. It has been broadcast on Fox News because they thought they infiltrated the Discord, a Discord that's open for everyone to come to. So Fox News, guess what? We actually got you.
At
Because
least they gave you the free plug.
they gave the free plug, absolutely. So I encourage everyone to go join the People Sick Day. You can do something, but more importantly, not just joining a movement. I need your nasty behinds to get out there and vote. We have a midterm election coming up. This midterm is too important. We know we're fighting for MAGA. Why do we continue fighting for these people? Because if we don't fight for them, we're going to harm ourselves.
Sad. Sad.
It is sad because we're intrinsically, connected to the very ignorance that they are. So join the People Sick Day, do something, and vote. Have a great day.
All right. WW Nutty, ladies and gentlemen. No lies. Yeah, we're not going to have a country. Troll King, I would love to talk to you about something. You want to talk to Big Zeus about something? Okay, come on up here, Troll King. Let's do this. What do you need to talk to Big Zeus about, Troll King? Send me a guest request. All right, I tried to bring you up. It didn't work. I don't know what it is, but apparently you don't got to talk to me about something. Yes, how can I help you?
Hey, Zeus, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I was just wondering if I should take my earbuds out so they can hear me better, or is it okay?
I can hear you.
Okay. So yeah, no, I'm perfectly honest. I just wanted to. I'm a friendly. I love what you do. You're amazing, my man. Um, it was something that you were talking about earlier before you got kicked from the other account,
Oh, yeah. What was
and pretty
that?
much, yeah, pretty much the investigation, the Russia investigation, and this whole thing. I mean, it's pretty obvious, pretty clear that they're just using this to try to distract from what's going on, right?
Yeah.
But it's funny because it seems like all of these um, MAGA are believing it, without even looking into it or any of that, right? And I just want to point out a few things really quick, and I'll get out your hair.
All right.
Um, there's so many things that took place. So, and basically, what Tosin is trying to say is that there was an investigation. They determined nothing happened. Then Barack decided to just reopen a new one and change information and whatnot. So that can't be possible. I mean, if anyone know what Crossfire Hurricane investigation was, that was the investigation that took place before the Mueller and all of that, right?
Right.
And it did come up with a lot of stuff. I mean, they found out there was what they call Russia called Fancy Bear, the cyber attack.
Mm.
It's proven. They were able
Yeah.
to track it down and found out that it did come from Russia.
Wow.
Also, the DNC was hacked in April of
These are
2016.
these are these are facts. Yeah, I remember this.
Facts. They
Yeah.
found out that came from Russia.
Yeah.
And what really took place is those things couldn't really come back to show and prove that Trump or his administration was behind it. We did prove Russia was behind it, but we couldn't
Yeah.
really prove that Trump was behind it, right? And so
Yeah.
that's kind of where that
But
concluded.
we do know Don Jr. met with some people from Russia in Trump Towers, and so there
Correct.
were some interactions about that. And we know that there was testimony in Congress. I think Michael Cohen gave that he got caught lying about his interactions. So there were
Right.
things that happened. All right, and so but to your point, we weren't able to conclusively say there was this basically intentional coordination. Once I heard Trump say, Russia, if you're listening, do this and that, I knew what I knew. You know what I mean? They're not going to
Right.
be able to take that out of my brain. I remembered that. We all lived it.
Right. I mean, and there was just so many things that transpired after that, which did cause Obama to say, "Hey, we got to look further into some of this stuff."
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, like you
Yeah.
said, the Trump Towers where they had the lawyer Natalia, they
Yeah.
met with her in Trump Towers. People seen that, so it was
Yeah.
clear. But then what about Manafort? What
Yeah.
about Michael Flynn? What about Papadopoulos? All of these people pled guilty
Yeah. Rick
to to
Gates. Yeah.
to the things that they did that was involving the Russia investigation. You think of Roger Stone and everybody, and it's like, so for them to sit here and say, with all of this information that's out there, that
Yeah.
you can clearly see that Russia was involved, that
Yeah.
Trump tried to, get involved. I mean, even Kushner. had, I think they said there was like at least 18 phone calls with Kushner in
Wow.
Russia.
Wow.
You
Wow. Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
and that was one thing I just wanted to kind of throw out there because I hear a lot of people talking about the situation, but it's like all you have to do is just look into everything that took place with the Russia investigation, and there's things that can easily be proven. So how
Mm.
could she dare say that it was all made up? How could
Yeah.
she dare say that, oh, they concluded that nothing happened and Obama is just, lying and so forth and so on. So I just kind of want to throw some of that out there. I just want to encourage a lot of people to really
Thank you.
look into the details
Thank
of
you.
things that happened. People have been arrested, people admitted it, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I'll just leave you at that, Zeus. I
All right,
appreciate
brother. All
everything
right.
you do, my man.
All right, I appreciate you too. WW Troll King coming in sturdy and early with the truth. No lies detected. I see that Hulk Hogan has passed away. Is this what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Did Hulk Hogan pass away? What a shame. What a shame. But there's a surprise when you worship Donald Trump, right? I mean, it's just weird that we're dealing with so much going on. Christina, did you want me to, check in with you because I'm seeing things in the comment section, Christina. It seems like you're still here, and I wanted to know when are you going to drop the conservative off the front of your name, because what I need you to do, Christina, is honestly drop that conservative off your name and just live your truth. Be Christina. Why are you so afraid, Christina, to be yourself? I don't get it. Your identity, you're sitting out here on TikTok day in and day out religiously defending this nasty guy. You can see his hands. WT. Shout out to T. I see you, champ. Good morning.
Morning. Zeus.
Good morning, brother Val. How are you?
Good. Mary is easy to explain.
Yes. Mary? You know Mary?
Mary? No, I don't know Mary, but
okay. You've seen her because I haven't seen Dwayne and Grinder any longer. So what happened?
Yeah, no, Mary's easy to explain. Mary's a person that wakes up every day with a fantasy of turning a gay man. That's her. That's her.
But what's the Dwayne angle? What's Dwayne's role in this?
I guess you look like Dwayne.
Oh,
that would be my only guess.
Wow, Mary, is that what it is, Mary? Because honestly, let's get to the bottom of this. She's been doing this for years, every day. Dwayne Grinder, Dwayne Grinder, Dwayne Grinder. And Mary, are you okay? Seriously.
Mary's not okay. Michael Jackson.
I've never listen. I mean, and this is. I've never seen anything. You just go. These are people. These are the people voting for Donald Trump. These are the folks.
Yeah,
it makes
no sense. I mean,
yeah.
You were talking earlier with Jim and everybody, and Shay, and that was actually a good conversation that people really needed to listen to.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of things that are happening in this country today are because people choose not to listen, or not to hear, or to just bury their head in the sand.
Yeah,
I wished I could be that out of touch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where everything's oblivious to me. I don't know what you're talking about because I don't see it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's not there.
Wow.
And I tell these people all the time, you may want to read the story of an ostrich. You may want to see how how most ostriches unalive.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. How do most ostriches
bury their head in the sand and they get eaten by predators?
Oh,
left is the head in the sand.
Damn. It's right there. It smacks you right in the face. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, and so you can pay attention. You were playing Caroline Levitt earlier.
Yeah.
Caroline Levitt, the largest deportation of in U.S. history. Well, Caroline Levitt, you may want to look up history again.
Wow.
Because the largest deportation in U.S. history happened in the 1930s.
Wow. Wow, that's what I was saying. Wasn't that under Eisenhower, right?
It's when they sent all the Mexican citizens back to Mexico, and they almost 1 million. Here you go, Caroline Levitt. 1 million of those people they sent back were actually U.S. citizens.
Wow. And this is what we're trying to say. So y'all got to wake up and stop believing these lies and spreading them out here like they're doing in the White House. Eisenhower's the 50s. Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, David.
no, it was in the 30s.
30s. Okay. One of the two. I know. Wait a second. Yeah. But thank you for clearing that up. See, we got to get it right over here. Seriously.
Oh yeah, it was. These things are crazy. But I mean, to listen to her lie, and it's like one lie after another. You can't even keep up. They're coming out of her mouth so fast.
Yeah. They lie like their dear leader does all the time.
Oh, and that she said production of oil was up. Folks, that's not what it says.
Oh, really?
We've had the first drop in oil production in the last, last 10 years. This was the first drop in oil production we had this quarter.
Wow.
So, no, I don't know where that statement comes from.
There you go. So it's just another lie. When she starts out her press conferences and they're rambling about all of Donald Trump's accomplishments, you know that this is not going to end well, because you only have to do that when things are really, really, really bad. And clearly things are really bad for the current administration right now.
Right. I mean, they put out all these numbers. We've created, what did she say, 700,000 jobs? Is that what she said?
Yes.
Yeah, 700,000 jobs. They may want to recheck their math. Okay, because no, they have not.
Yeah. They know this. They know this, but it's just amazing. This is the point they want to try to drive home with their base, because they know what's really about to happen, with these e-files. And this is what I think is, honestly, it's going to be the one thing that I think takes Trump down, because he's all over them.
Right. They took away the tax credits. I mean, I want people to understand this, and this is costing a lot of jobs in this country right now. And I mean, a whole lot of jobs in a whole lot of companies. They dropped all the tax credits for clean energy. Okay. In vehicles and solar panels and wind power. You know what I'm saying? Everything that people have been putting up for clean energy.
Yeah.
Okay. They've dropped all those credits. Okay, they've taken them away. This is putting companies out of business, not just people, companies out of business.
Wow.
Okay, and
so that's less jobs for Americans.
Less jobs for Americans, and more Americans becoming unemployed. I mean, the number one growth job before the number one job growth in the U.S. was clean energy jobs. You've taken away those tax credits. You think you're going to create many more jobs? No.
Wow. This is sad, because I know a lot of Trump voters right now who could use some income right now. They would love to get out there and start working. But what you're saying is, it's not looking like there's going to be a lot of opportunities for them. And at the end of the day, guess what?
Yeah, the opportunities are becoming minimal. And that's, people need to understand that. There is less job growth. Wages have dropped. That's a first. That's a first since 2020. And the time before that happened was actually the 08 housing crisis. So you've got all these things going on. The Fed chair, Powell was absolutely right.
Yeah.
He said everything he said was going to happen is happening, which is why he didn't drop interest rates. And I thought the funniest part about that is when, he was asked if the president could fire him, and he just looked and said, no, he can't.
Yeah.
That's not how it is. The Fed chair is a separate place and independent of our government for a reason. That Fed chair is important. And, even though he's a Republican, I'm going to tell you right now, he's done a good job.
Yeah.
He's kept our economy as stable as he could possibly keep it by controlling interest rates and things that he controls from his end. And he's done a damn good job.
Amen.
And people don't, I don't care if you like it or not. The president can't deal with him. He can yell at him, do all these things, threaten him, but he can't do nothing with Powell.
He sure can't. because he knows what will happen if he does something to Powell. What's one of the things that you know and we all know?
Here's one of the things if you bring a crony in there and he goes, okay, we're going to drop interest rates back down to the 2, you know what I'm saying, 1 or 2% range, whatever bank to bank rates. If he goes in there and does that, first thing that happens is we become more in debt as a country immediately. That debt will then have to be paid. Then we start falling into bankruptcies. Then we start having the housing crisis again. Then it's the never-ending story. You know what I'm saying, of how this can go bad, and that is their job, is to try to keep us under control. They raise interest rates to slow spending to lower debt.
Tell them. So in other words, it's bad news for Americans. Their 401ks, they're going to go down the drain too, because that's what starts to happen. The stock market's going to tank.
That stock market starts to go down.
Yeah. Okay. So he's sending us into a big recession, depression kind of operation, right?
That's where it looks like we're headed, and that's what I'm saying. That's what Powell's afraid of. That's what what I'm saying. That's what he's like. He wants to see the economy start moving in a different direction. And we're getting to the point, people, and I hate to say this, but we're getting to the point that if I'd say in another year or so, if he keeps going the way he's going, he will have to put checks out there from the federal government again to try to save our economy.
Here we go again. And you know what? That's going to start all over again. The whole inflation crisis that Biden had to inherit.
You build inflation. Right, because when you print money, you're going to build inflation. So when you know what I'm saying? So he's going to build inflation. Our debt skyrockets again. These are, what I'm saying? These are the things that are going. Not that our debt's not already skyrocketing.
Yeah.
What he's already done in 6 months is insane, and people really need to look at those numbers.
What a disgrace. What a disgrace. Well, listen, Brother Val, all right, I got to get up out of here, but it was a pleasure checking in with you. Are you going live?
I will go live. I will go live at my normal time today.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, make sure everyone you follow Brother Val. He's going to go live, and we're going to keep getting to the bottom of what's happening, especially in terms of the economy, because Donald Trump and his supporters are hell-bent on destroying it, all right?
All righty, y'all.
W. Val!
I am looking into HR 1319 and reading on it. This is getting a little scary as I'm reading on it, but I will bring that up in my life.
All right. That's a good point. All right. Then I need to go there too, because I need to keep up with that as well. Because when you're ripping people off and then on one side and promising them all kinds of perks and benefits, you just have to say to yourself, who's falling for this? Right?
Right.
All right then. W. Val. Thank you, brother. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen up. Big Zeus has to get up out of here. What an incredible show. They reported my main account, but guess what? We're back on this one. I might just have to start doing it on this account. The other account is too hot for TV, all right? And I want to give a special thank you to all the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. Because without you, the show wouldn't be as incredible as it is. But I also got to give another round of booze and shame, final round, and this goes out too. All right, you know why I'm giving this round of booze and shame? It's because I got too many haters out there. These people don't like the fact that I wake up religiously. We all wake up religiously, and we get out here and we tell the truth. We shame the devil, and these folks, they can't stand it. It hurts them to hear what we're saying, but we gotta keep saying it, because guess what? We're not going to surrender this great country of ours to Donald Trump and his legion of MAGA demons. All right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending them to hell one last time.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
And by the way, Is Mary still out there? Mary, are you still here? I just wanted to double check with you. Not you, Mary, the other one, the one that calls me Dwayne and keeps going Dwayne Grinder, Dwayne Grinder, Dwayne Grinder. Oh yes, Hulk Hogan did pass away. Yes, unfortunately, that's what happens when you smell that diaper. I gotta say that. But Mary, where are you at? W Zena. All right, Mary. So Mary doesn't want to come back up here. She doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Fine, Mary. Have it your way. All right, have it your way, Mary. I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully you'll come in, and tomorrow we'll be able to, put a lid on this whole Dwayne Grinder thing you got going on. It's sick, to be quite honest. We're out of here.
Mr. Money Power.
Have a great rest of your morning. I'll be on this account for another week. Let's go! Let's go, let's go! Let's go, let's go! Let's go! Thank you! Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Hit him with it. I love your show too. Thank you. Let's go. Here it goes. Let's go. All right. Do we want to do some more 1600 Pennsylvania? Can we do a little 1600 Pennsylvania? Yes or no, real quick? What do we got? Yes. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're gonna do what I'll let you hear. We're gonna do pardons. All right. You want to hear pardons? We'll do pardons. We'll do pardons, ladies and gentlemen, and then we're out of here. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm giving it to you because they don't think I'm still in the studio knocking it out of the park.
Power of the park. Pardon me, I'm feeling that candy. Drip real heavy, yeah, moving them things. Clear the block, let my dogs hang. From the top, I'm running this game. Pardon me, I'm changing that play. Lock the door, she had locked away. White House flex, I'm setting it right. Park my drip, I'm taking a life. Drip real heavy when I sign that line. Freeing all the soldiers that's doing hard time. Just the same line, but it's rigged by design. So I'm flipping all the scripts, gotta make the game mine. Streets going crazy and the ink gon' froze. Free my little homie, he was down on the low. Justice isn't rigged, but I'm flipping that low. Pardon it different, put him back on the road. Diamonds on my desk, that's a Prezi Ice vibe. Fed talking slick, but they scared to collide. Trapping in the Oval Office, flipping like a brick. Pardon all the soldiers, not the one that's gon' snitch. Red tape sliding, I'm cutting it clean. Executive moves, I'm living like a dream. You want me to break, but I'm built for the pressure. Power part hitting, that's a whole new measure. From the box to the suite, they screaming my name. Pardon got 'em jumping like they snorting that A. I'm a god, no cap, I'm calling on the shots from the cell to the jet. Now they taking all pop. Got the rolling on my wrist and I'm clocking power moves. Pardon hit the street, yeah, I'm breaking all the rules. Got the game in my palm and I'm shaking all the dice. Got my dogs in the cage, now they living their life. From the desk to the trap, I'm saucy.
Hey.
Pardon my dog, we flossing. From the Oval Office, moving weight, no cap. Pardon power, free the dogs, that's a fact, yeah, pardon. It's a move I make. Free the whole team, yeah, let them get the cake from the top. You know we got it. Pennsylvania Ave, yeah, you know it don't stop. Pardon me, I'm feeling that candy. Drip real heavy, yeah, moving them things. Clear the block, let my dogs hang. From the top, I'm running this game. Pardon me, I'm changing that play. Lock the door, she had locked away. White House flex, I'm setting it right. Park my drip, I'm taking a light.
Have a great rest of your morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, we are.